Regular dudes.
What?
Stuff.
Get your popcorn ready.
Welcome to Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. It's another episode of Regular Dudes Watching Stuff. I am your host, Jamie G. Esquire, the fifth master of unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
And I'm here with Magnum Mills and the Soup Deucer to discuss what we've recently watched and to talk about the epic Quentin Tarantino double feature, Kill Bill, Volume 1, Volume 2. Guys, it's been a day. I'm celebrating my guy, Josh Allen's birthday. I'm tying a little one on, and I'm here for you to do Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. Drinking a couple of really good beers from my favorite local brewery. Don't be fooled by the color on this one. I've been doing IPAs, hazies, but I just switched over to a lighter one. I know you're like, Jamie G, that beer looks dark, and it looks like it's not light, but it is. It's an English mild. It's a phenomenal style. This thing is only 3.8%, which is like great for me because I've been drinking 7 and 8s all night. So to get a 3.8, that's basically like a Miller Lite. And obviously based on this color, it's got some character. So cheers to you guys. Magnum Mills, where's your wagon parked tonight?
I mean, really, it should be at my house, but I'd let Charlie Brown use it. I feel bad for that dude. I think he needs it more than I do. I am Magnum Mills, and I'm drinking a nice ice cold Coors Light because I'm just still begging for that sponsorship. Thank you for checking out Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube and find us on social media at Dudes Watch Stuff. Please don't make the mistake every first time pilot who's had a couple of bourbons makes and forget the flaps. Follow, like, and please subscribe. Helps other people find our show. We greatly appreciate it. Please and thank you.
Rock and roll, man. Well, welcome to Regular Dudes Watch Stuff, man. I am the Soup. I am drinking my usual Busch Ices tonight. Again, don't be a stranger. If y'all want to sponsor, man, I'm down. We're down, So anyway, sweep all that shit aside. It's time to talk about Kill Bill, man. This is a movie that I pitched, and we'll get into the details here shortly. But welcome to the show, and we are about to fucking get gnarly. We're about to roar and rampage.
Get ready for a surprise.
Let's do it.
Sounds like something Soup Deuce would be all about. And you know what? We're here for it. But before we meet the bride, we're going to talk about what we filled our eye holes with recently. Ear holes are also acceptable. Any other holes are up for debate. We try to avoid spoilers, and we'll give you a heads up if we get into the danger zone. Mills, hit us with the 37 things you're doing, and are you finally wrapping up a couple shows?
I mean, I'm wrapping them up, but not in the proper way because I can't paid skills to do a wrap up, old school style. I don't know if he's still doing those anymore.
That would be sick.
Always love that.
The
The
Magnum Mills
wrap up
wrap-up.
from skills. I think that would be super great. I just want to point out Yellow Jackets still very great, getting close to the end of the season. Same for Succession and Barry. All 2 episodes of the latter left. I think 2 episodes of Yellow Jackets left as well. Going to be a crazy couple of weeks of television. Looking forward to that. Ted Lasso, still watching that. Really kind of stumbling towards the finish line. I hope they pull it out, but at this point, I don't have a lot of hope for it, which is a shame. Really enjoyed the first 2 seasons and even the beginning of season 3 here. Just not so good so far, man. So who knows? Maybe Sudeikis have nothing to do. Come back, be back in the game again. Schmitty's going to come back again. Who knows? Did watch I believe it's the Paramount. Is it the see? That's how many screening starts. I forget which one it's on, but it was the Kiefer Sutherland joint, Rabbit Hole. It's kind of like a 24-ish kind of deal. Got Charles Dance, him, Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones, and obviously Benedict from The Last Action Hero. It was fine. If you like, 24 or whatever, you kind of get your fix. It's not quite that, but it's close enough. Little conspiracy thing. They try the twist or whatever, and I think they did land most of them. So, if you get a chance, I think it definitely plays better as a binge than something you would want to keep up on every week. Yeah, I think that about does it for now. And just be ready to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. New season upcoming in June, as well as season 2 of The Bear and season 3 of Righteous Gemstones. June's going to be a banger.
Cannot wait for Righteous Gemstones and Always Sunny. Those are going to be fantastic. Guys, for me, Jamie G. Esquire, the fifth, I have to second everything Magnum Mills said about Yellow Jackets. It is fucking fantastic television. I finished season 1. I am 5 episodes deep in season 2. So I think I have 3 more to go to be fully caught up here with what's out in the world. But wow, if you guys are not watching Yellow Jackets, like, go watch it now. It's that good, dude. It's fantastic. Incredible how it's done. The story keeps you guessing. It's 2 worlds collided into one. As George Costanza would say, planets are colliding. And that brings me to Seinfeld. I've been going through doing a Seinfeld thing. I'm wrapping up season 7, and it is fantastic. They really hit their stride, like season 5 into season 6. Season 6, season 7 has been banger after banger. Really excited about wrapping up that. Also, you can check us out doing Barry on the Barry podcast. You can also check us out doing Succession on Suck 10. Both are really, really, really good. Succession is like phenomenal television. I'm going to be bummed when that's done. Yeah, man, it's a good time, dude, for the off season of NFL football. Like, we got a lot going on. Blessed for it. Soup Deuce, what you been filling with?
And I hear you on all that stuff, dude. Definitely, man. Both of you guys, man. Aside from Yellow Jackets, I'm behind on that. I need to catch up, and I'm looking forward to catching up on that. I've been filling my holes a little bit, man. I've been listening my ear holes to a bit of Frank Zappa lately, which I've always listened to Frank Zappa here and there, but most recently, what came back to me is a thing he did, it's like a rock opera. It's called Thingfish. He's done other ones like this, like Joe's Garage and shit, but Thingfish is the one that I'm at right now. And I remember checking it out when I was younger, but it's a story, and it's awesome, man. It's definitely classic Frank Zappa, fucking like a play on, like, it's like a play, but it's in your fucking ears, And as far as eye holes goes, I watched this movie. I like those fucking cheesy fucking BC horror movies, man. There's one called Terrifier. They even made a second part to this, and that one's pretty fucking good, dude. Got a fucked up clown in it and shit. It's definitely something, if you like that kind of stuff, to check out. Another movie that I randomly came across, which was I don't even know. I'd put this down in like the C or D category as far as, like, the acting's terrible, and the cat, it's one of those, you don't know anybody in it. It's just like a bullshit movie, but the idea was pretty cool, and it's called Dave Made a Maze. It's streaming on fucking something, but like the premise is all right, and it's almost like a John dies at the end, but like way fucking cheesier. And it was a good watch. It was a good one of those for me to stumble on. If you like that kind of shit, it's worth the look, man. So there's my eye holes for now.
That's good soup.
I just want to say, Soup, I think you're a genius, because fucking something is the best name for a streaming service I've ever heard. Think about HBO's now rebranding to like the Max or something stupid. It should be fucking something, right? Because everyone would just say, "Oh, it's streaming on fucking something." I think that's brilliant, dude. That is absolute genius.
You got to
right
trademark
there,
that, dude.
We're shark taking the shit out of this. So someone get Mark Cuban. Should we get him on the Twitter or the Mastodon?
Property attorney, but
I want that binder.
I do have friends in the business. We will get this to an IP attorney, and we
Bring
will get this trademarked.
And also shout out the Terrifier or whatever. That's a straight like great horror movie name. Off the top of your head, just give me like just a horrible like a deliberately bad horror movie like Sword Dick or something. I don't know. The Sword Dick.
Sword Dick?
Yeah, Sword Dick. The Sword Dick or something. That'd be a bad horror
scary
movie,
guy?
like a sea-level horror movie. Yeah, because
he's
he's got a sword for a dick, dude. Or maybe it's a swordfish dick. I don't know.
I'm going scary guy. Scary guy would be very bad. It'd be like the opposite Mr. Nice Guy. Scary guy. And he just comes and kills people. Like,
it'd have to be like a real regular looking office dude, like you don't even know, and then he's like real fucking.
And then he turns into scary guy.
I got one, dude. Octopus Cock Strangler.
Yeah.
Octopus Cock Strangler. Boom.
It's a mouthful.
It's
dude.
also a little confusing. Is he strangling his cock, someone else's? Does he use his cock to strangle? I mean,
or is it his
it's
tentacles?
a mystery. That's what people want to know.
See, I think that plays better as a long-term series, or maybe a cartoon, like an adult cartoon. That could be a fun one. But then you get into some bestiality.
One thing that we've done already here on Regular Dudes Watch Stuff is we created value, because we just like hit people with like a bunch of cool shit to go check out. That's what we do. And what else we do is we bring you our feature review for this episode. And this episode, it's a good one. Last time we had another stalemate, so we spun the big wheel in the sky. It kept on turning. And it landed on Kill Bill, which was the Soup Deucer's baby, and nothing wrong with Kill Bill, but it's the double feature aspect that was a bit controversial. Soup, why did you want to do Kill Bill as a double feature? That's a combined running time here of 248 minutes. So like we put in a lot of work to bring in this episode, this podcast. Do you really think that there's added value in watching both volumes back to back, or can these be two independent Johnskis?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why I wanted to pitch this as a double feature is because I think it only makes sense as a double feature if we're gonna sit around and talk about it. You know, to save the thing of maybe we bring up something from the other one, and then, you know, I get why he broke it up into two parts, you know, and it makes sense, but this whole movie as a whole really only makes sense as a whole. So I think to do a double feature, this is the one to do. Like this isn't a sequel, you know, this is volume 1, volume 2. It's not like, you know, I mean, it runs together as a whole movie. It just needed the intermission, and the intermission happened to be, I think it was less than a year, right? When they put the other one out, like
I feel it was October to May or November to April or something like that.
yeah,
it was a fall to spring release, I
quick,
think.
you know, yeah, because I think he wanted to do this all one movie, but
Yeah, it was just too unwieldy. I think even to shoot it would have been. I think they shot it consecutive, but it just they couldn't finish it. You know, it would just have been a pain to, and you know,
yeah,
they have to get people in the
either,
theater for a movie that long.
right? Yeah, you got to get up and take a piss, or you know, whatever you got to do. Like it's a long time to sit down and for one sitting, and I get that, man. But as far as for what we're doing, I thought it would be cool to you know, to wrap all this up into one fucking box here, man. You know.
That's what we're doing here. The whole bloody affair.
And this is the double feature, and I think we should do it old school style. We'll still blend together, but I think we do a volume 1, then an intermission, then a volume 2.
This is Kill Bill, Volume 1, directed by Quentin Tarantino, written by Quentin Tarantino, produced by Lawrence Bender, cinematographer was Robert Richardson, edited by Sally Menke, music by The RZA. Released October 10th, 2003, budget of $30 million, made $180.9 million at the box office, running time of 111 minutes, starring Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, Vivica A. Fox, Michael Madsen, Daryl Hannah, David Carradine, Sony Chiba, Julie Dreyfus, Chikai Kuriyama, Gordon Liu, and Michael Parks. The short plot synopsis is, after awakening from a 4-year coma, a former assassin wreaks vengeance on the team of assassins who betrayed her.
Well, you know what, man? We are about to give a full-on fucking spoiler for both volumes of Kill Bill, both 1 and 2, and possibly any other Tarantino movie that might come into play. So if you're not familiar with this shit and you don't want to know about it, this is your first and final fucking warning, man.
You look like a dude who would drive a pussy wagon. Just saying.
I drive the pussy wagon all the time, dude.
It's right up there with the stabbing wagon, dude.
The correct answer is whatever you drive becomes the pussy wagon. It's like Air Force One.
Yes. Yeah.
Before we get into volume 1, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. We're all obviously huge Tarantino fans, so don't expect a ton of criticism out of us. We like this shit, so we're gonna be, looking at it through that lens. There will be some, but we love these films, so not a ton of criticism. There'll be a little bit, but not a whole lot. So just know that.
A lot of column A, a lot of column C.
Yeah, let's start out by talking about just how big of Tarantino fans we are. Soup, let me put it to you this way. Of your favorite 10 films, how many do you think are Quentin Tarantino flicks?
Out of 10? Shit, man. I mean, it's probably got to be at least 2, maybe 3. Yeah,
dude.
Now, just off the top of my head, at least 2, 3. Yeah.
Is he the only guy you think with multiple flicks in your top 10? Like, are you that big of a fan, you think?
In a top 10, maybe. I mean, Tim Burton would be up there as far as multiple flicks, but it's tough without actually sitting and breaking it all down. So right off the top of my head, maybe it might.
So top tier, it basically is. That's what we're going for. Like, he's in your top tier. If a Quentin Tarantino film comes out, you're checking it out basically.
Oh yeah,
without even no question. I think I'm pretty much the same way. I've really enjoyed all of the Tarantino stuff, especially earlier on. Like I love Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction now, but I watched them, initially, but I was a lot younger. I don't think I really enjoyed them. I remember watching Pulp Fiction and being a little bit weirded out by the fact it was in like the widescreen letterbox format and you had the black bars and it was on a VHS tape. It was something you didn't see a lot. And that weirded me out the first time for, it's not really a good reason, but it did a little bit. And I really just kind of missed Jackie Brown. I was just kind of in a period of time where I wasn't really watching stuff. And then, Kill Bill's both there for me in the theater. And then Inglourious Basterds pretty much like sealed it as like, all right, dude, whatever. He did this with that story. Like, yeah, I'm there for it. So I don't know if he's my absolute favorite director, but he is in the first tier, I would say. So pretty big fan. Jamie G.
Pulp Fiction's my favorite movie ever. So
that's pretty good. I was going to say, do you do foot stuff just because of Tarantino, or no, that's just your own favorite thing?
No, I mean, he like that's like the fact that he is responsible for my favorite movie of all time is kind of a big deal. He would have at least 2 of my top 10, maybe 3. Like his movies are so good, man. So big Tarantino fan. He's fell off. Well, I won't say he's fell off. I haven't been a big fan of the last couple. I like the last joint he did, the Hollywood joint. It wasn't great. Like I'm looking forward to him to coming back in a big way. Hopefully that happens, but he's done enough to automatically be one of the best ever. And just what he does, the way he directs, the dialogue, dude, is just unbelievable. And the characters he has kind of in his stories and how he brings them to life and the actors he uses to get them. Yeah, it's slam dunk, man. Tarantino rocks. If you can remember that far back, let's try to think about the first time we saw Kill Bill Volume 1. For me, I remember being so excited about this because there hadn't been a ton of Tarantino. I think this was the 4th film that he's done, right? So there wasn't like a ton of stuff before that. And everything else had been like Murder, She Wrote. So it was like, oh, dude, there was so much suspense about this one. And it came out and it did not disappoint. I did not see it in the theaters, unfortunately, but cop that DVD as soon as it was available. And we had a 6 set up in the house I was living at the time. I think this might have been sophomore year of college. It was ridiculous. It was super cool. And I was like, wow, this is the best Kung Fu movie that I've ever watched, in my opinion. Mills?
That's really solid. This is really random because it was a case of, there was a time I think I was also in college and it came out and I just didn't go to the movies much. It was kind of expensive still. You know what I mean? Like you have to spend popcorn because I don't want to just go, you got to get a little something or whatever. You want to spend $20. Back then you could buy groceries for a week on $20. Like seriously. Now it just gets you 6 rolls of paper towels, but back in my day. And before I just tell you to get off my lawn, I just remember one time randomly, like I had a whole thing with my buddy I was trying to have over or something. And then it was the thing where he came over to like hang out with my other buddy and it was some like petty shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm just out of here. I'm just like, I'm going to the movie theater, whatever. And I saw Kill Bill Volume 1 and it was awesome. And I just knew coming out of that, I was like, well, not only am I guess I'm going to the movies more. B, I'm definitely coming back for Kill Bill Volume 2. And I totally did. And then saw, Bastards after that, I think was the next one. So yeah, I actually pretty vividly remember the night and everything. Soup, how about you? Do you remember the first time?
I do not vividly remember the first time. However, it might have been the same fucking first viewing as Jamie G over there, man, because we might have watched it together for the first time.
I think we did, buddy.
It could have been that, but I do remember when I was super stoked about it when I heard it was it's going to be a 2-part fucking whatever, when it was Tarantino was making Kill Bill, and I was excited to check it out and everything else. And I do remember hearing from like somebody who had seen it before me, and I think the only thing I remember from the review is like, oh, it's super fucking gory, man. And then that made me even like, wow, okay, cool, I'm down for that. I'll check that out. Not that I wasn't going to check it out anyway, but that just added a little bit more of, okay, that's another element there, man. Let's make it super brutal. And it definitely sized up. I mean, this movie is a fucking masterpiece. I mean, all Tarantino movies kind of are, but this one is something special for sure, man.
And guys, we're going to break down Volume 1 chapter by chapter. And Chapter 1 is titled 2. And it features a fight between Beatrix Kiddo, the bride, played by Uma Thurman, and Vernita Green, played by the one and only Vivica Fox. The fight is famously interrupted by Vernita's daughter, Nikki, But eventually, the bride gets her revenge. We open up with a big fight scene without much context. Unlike a Bond film, this isn't the beginning of the story. As usual, in typical Tarantino style, he is not sticking to a linear narrative at all with Kill Bill. We get that right off the bat, which I like. Thoughts on chapter 1?
The Bond comparison is apt because it's just, you don't have a lot of context. You just open up and she walks into the house and it's on. And then when the Nikki comes home or whatever, I just remember watching that, and that was just so, shout out the actor, she's great, just kind of looking around and everything, like, what's going on? And then the whole bit with the, you know, the gun and the cereal and the kicking of it was just so cool. Then she gets in the pussy wagon. It's just, it blew me away as an opening scene, I would say, overall.
And you get right off the bat here, like, whoa, we're not just getting fight scenes, we're getting like legitimate fight scenes with incredible, you realize the score and the sounds per fight scene are going to be next level right off the bat. And this was big. Glasses breaking, takes place in just like a regular house somewhere in you know, south of LA or whatever it is. You get it right off the bat, the, you know, all that kung fu shit that you want. It's done incredible in terms of the sound. They're going all in on these fights, and you get that right off the bat. I thought that was really cool. And let's not forget about the scratching off the list. That was, you know, obviously kind of paints the picture like, oh wow, there's like a kill list here. That's pretty cool. So you get just enough to kind of hook you, I think, from the beginning.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, this fucking shit opens up, dude, and it's ding dong on the doorbell, and you know, you get that the quick music with the quick eyes and everything else, the close ups on the eyes, and then boom, it's on, dude. Punch to the face, and it's full on fucking brawl, dude. Savage. You know, and I mean, that's a great way to fucking start a movie off, because who's not going to be interested about, like, you know, the rest of the shit after that? I think the only verbiage or the only fucking the only words spoke during that whole fight scene are "Come on, bitch."
Come on, bitch.
That might be it. That might be it until the kid comes home and they pause. They have the fucking eye-to-eye moment, and then there's conversation there. There's dialogue there. And then there's a dialogue between the two of them as they're drinking coffee and whatnot, you know, trying to play catch up, trying to, you know, see if you can make it about scare.
Talk about great shot when they're fighting, and you just see in the big front, paned window there, the single pane, the bus pull up, and the kid get out. And then the way, like you said, they kind of just great piece of acting. Vivica Fox and Uma Thurman just kind of look at each other, and they're like, you know, it's like, are we doing this in front of the kid or no? Are we doing this, you know? And then the way they just at the last second tuck their knives behind the back, and it's cool. I think, you know, again, this is the knife fight. It's kind of how movies are like this, right? Everyone has their own specialty. It's a little bit like that, I think, in Game of Death, the final Bruce Lee flick, like every level you go to, someone has a different fighting style. So this was kind of the knife fight. So I thought that was really cool, and it done well, because knife fights sometimes can look a lot of like, if you go back and watch Under Siege, that's the worst part, because it's really just, they're just waving the knives quickly in front of their, it's not really like, there's not much to it, I would say. And I thought it was really done well here.
And one last thing too is you kind of get a softness to the bride that you didn't, because you don't know anything at this point. This just seems like a hardcore, straight up killer who's just hell-bent on finishing off, you know, her opponent here. But you get that little bit of softness from the kid, which I think is cool, because it kind of defines her character as the movie rolls on.
You know, Renita Green over here, you know, which I like that, because at the end when she walks out and everything, you know, she crosses off the list, but you already know that there's another person crossed off.
Right, you see, yeah, that's,
So
I think that's great.
you know, they're going to get into that too, and this isn't the beginning of the story. This is just what you're seeing first, you know.
Shout out Uma Thurman. Like, obviously, we all fell in love with her with Pulp Fiction that came out in 1994, and she was Mia Wallace, and she was incredible, right? And she had this incredible chemistry with some of the other characters, most notably Vincent Vega, John Travolta. But we see her in kind of a new light here, right? And she's like badass,
dude.
Like right off the bat, like no, and we don't. This
when she kicks the coffee cup, that was always just a really cool, and then throws the knife, pulls out of her boot and throws it. That was just a great kill scene. And I think, you know, she looks athletic doing it. Sometimes they just don't look natural doing stuff like this, and she really did look good doing all of it, I think. I think we have to acknowledge that for years, there have been rumors of a sequel based somewhat around the Nikki character. Is that anything y'all would have any interest in seeing?
Absolutely, dude. You know, I
Kill
mean,
Bill 3,
if-
Nikki's
yeah,
Revenge.
if volume 3 were to happen, I think it would have to play out like that.
Right. That was my next lead. And so you do think that would be the best
Time
Kill Bill
lapse and
sequel?
everything. Yeah, yeah, of course, man. Because what else are you gonna do? A prequel? You know, I mean, so I think this is the play, dude. If he is to do something like this, and this could be his last and 10th or final movie or whatever. Maybe this is what he's holding out for. But yeah, I agree, man. Going in that angle would be very fucking cool, man. Especially with the aging of the characters and whatnot.
Yeah, it would
I mean,
fit naturally now, basically. You could do it.
exactly.
Well, how cool would it be to see the bride become Bill to a certain degree, right? And so that's kind of
Yeah.
that's kind of cool, and I would be there for it. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it did, I would certainly be there for it. And I think this is the angle.
Where does Kaboom rank for you on your list of fake cereals?
Dude, I love Kaboom, man, because it's got like all kinds of crazy shit in there, man. You got purple, you got green, you got yellow, you got Kaboom is something I remember as a kid, and I don't know, man, fucking I can't even remember what it tastes like. But I do remember it, and it was something I never had much as a kid. But when I got the Kaboom, I was like, oh, the Kaboom. So yeah, Kaboom, I'm down for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have some great white bites. That was the Planet Terror joy, but my favorite, of course, is the Grimios from Noriega's Grimy video. Gotta get your Norios, dude.
Guys, that brings us to chapter 2, which is the blood spattered bride. We get a flashback to the bride at the rehearsal for her wedding to Tommy Plimpton. We're introduced to the deadly Viper assassination squad. They kill Tommy, and the pregnant bride is shot at the head. She lives, but falls into a coma. Bill doesn't allow her to be killed while she's in the coma, as she deserves a more honorable death. Fast forward 4 years, and the bride wakes up and discovers she's no longer pregnant. Even though she can't use her legs, that doesn't stop her. She kills a man who was going to rape her, and she kills the orderly Buck, who had been pimping her out for sexual assault. Crazy, terrible shit. She steals Buck's keys and makes her way to his vehicle, the Pussy Wagon. That's right. That's his vehicle, which we saw in chapter 1. Guys, thoughts on chapter 2? Do you think it did a good job kind of tying up a little bit of loose ends here? I just got to say, the black and white wedding scene is incredible, and they timed it. I wonder how many times it took them to shoot it. They timed it so perfectly with the Bill, it's your baby, boom, and she gets shot. And I love Bill. You never see Bill's face, but just his voice and his words. This is me at my most. I mean, the dude is it's powerful for never even seeing him. I love whoever this character is. It's the most badass kill scene without even seeing the person who's killing her. Really cool shit on that black and white. And the whole hospital thing, that was really cool too with Buck.
Well, I don't know if it was really cool, but it was a great.
Well, it's not cool,
kind of...
but I like how it's horrible.
Yeah, I know.
It's horrible, but I like the scene. I thought it tied it in together.
And it also again illustrated how badass she was.
Dude, when she slams that door and Bud's body convulses, that's wild shit.
Yeah, that whole bit is just very visceral. And I guess you do have to shout out the bit, which I think is one of the more iconic moments of the film, when L. Driver comes in whistling. Just wearing that outfit, walking through the hall, before the flash forward, and then she's going to give the injection, and she calls Bill and everything like that. That whole bit with the hallway and the whistling and the outfit, and it goes to multi-panels. I think Tarantino said he was deliberately doing a Brian De Palma thing there. It just, the tension's building up, and obviously she's got to live, right? You got to see the rest of the flick still. In fact, she lives past this point, but it was still tense as hell, and just that, the whistling thing, I think is just something. Shout out Elle's driver there. I'm pretty sure she's wearing an outfit, and parts of it are drawn on. The belt on her one outfit is drawn on. It's not a real belt; it's drawn on.
It looks like a Halloween costume.
Yeah, I think it is supposed to be kind of. I think that's the idea.
At the
yeah, it's like a cosplay kind of thing back then. Yeah.
And I will say, guys, Ring, that whistle is so good. It is still somebody we all know, one of my favorite dudes. his ringtone to his cell phone. So shout out. He knows who he is when he watches this, but that's incredible. And guys, are you a fan of the fact that we don't see Bill's face in this, but we get him a couple times? I think it's awesome that they held out on kind of showing who Bill is, right? Like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of it.
I'm sure that's a direct homage to Inspector Gadget and Dr. Claw. I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. That makes a lot of sense.
Sometimes this chick's cooch can get dry in a bucket of sand. If she dries, just lube up with this and you'll be good to go. Bon appetit, good buddy.
Vasalube.
Meanwhile, the situation that happens is so fucked up and off the wall. Like, I would expect this out of like Rob Zombie or something maybe, and I could see the similarity there. But Tarantino did great with fucking depicting this kind of fucked upness and like, you know, I mean, that kind of shit could really happen. But yeah, so Buck is in there, man, and he's like, hey, man, you know, I mean, this bitch's coochie gets drier than a bucket of sand sometimes, so lube up with this, man. And he hands him this fucking dirty, like full of fucking hair and whatnot, like fucking bottle of Vasalube, dude, you know, just grimy and greasy as fuck. He's like, all right, buddy, go to it, man. And then, you know, I mean, so it's just a real gritty fucking situation, or take on a situation that, you know, unfortunately could be realistic and it's fucked, but well played. And, you know, and she ripped the dude's fucking tongue right out, and then she slashed the other dude's Achilles, man. And yeah, brutal. It just shows you the savageness of what this is going to be and what it's already been, you know.
Magnum Mills, anything on chapter 2 before we move on to chapter 3?
I do just want to acknowledge the whole bit of the pussy wagon. It was a real vehicle. Quentin Tarantino drove it around to promote the movie. That it was in like a Beyonce video, Missy Elliott video. I do not think he owns it anymore. But let me just put it this way. What do you think? Have you ever known somebody that would willingly drive the pussy wagon, or would you willingly drive the pussy wagon?
Dude, I gotta say, I went to high school with a kid who, he didn't have the pussy wagon, but this was like, all right, this is like early to mid 90s, when like right after, like, well, I would say mid 90s to late 90s, after like DMX came out and was a big deal. He put on his car Muff Riders instead of Rough Riders. That's an homage to DMX. Muff Riders. He ended up getting pulled over by cops, and they made him take it down. But
made him take it down.
They made him take it off, dude. Muff Riders. He got ticketed, had to take it off because
dude, he's part of his muffler club. He's part of a car.
You can drive a fucking pussy wagon, but not a muff rider.
It was on the front. He couldn't see through it. So
I don't know.
But either way, I would not drive it. But the pussy wagon was way cooler. But he had the Muff Rider, dude. Shout out to you.
I would drive the pussy wagon or the Muff Rider or whatever, man. You know, I mean, it's cool.
Muff Rider.
But I knew a dude. Speaking of knowing a dude, I knew a dude that used to have this piece of shit fucking car. It would barely fucking work, man. You'd always have, I think you had to crawl in through the back, or it was a hatchback kind of thing. But it was called the Blue Baller, you know, and he named his car the Blue Baller, and he had a fucking Blue Baller tag on it and shit. And you know, just reminiscing and whatnot. That was one of those more fucked up vehicles that I ever have been a part of, you know, cruising around in. But yeah, above the Blue Baller, I'd much rather ride in the pussy wagon.
Let me put it to you this way. You're out in Vegas for a bachelor party. You'd rather be in like the fancy ass regular limo or the pussy wagon?
I gotta go to the pussy wagon, dude. You have to.
So again, I think we have a very good idea here. Somebody who's got some capital should go to us, because Vegas, you might need a fleet of pussy wagons.
Yes, somebody should open up a
fleet of them.
Come on,
I've seen pizza joints that deliver pizzas and Escalades and shit. We can have a pussy wagon service.
Airport to the
strip. My first thought, dude, was like, do we need more than one of these? Because it's kind of like an original. But then in the then the aftertaste is like, yeah, why not? And I mean, let's have a bunch of fucking pussy wagons out there. It'll be like the next. It's almost like an El Camino anyway, right? Like, kind of looks like one almost. Is that style of fucking wagon? So yeah, pussy wagon, dude. I love it.
We'll get Frank and Charlie to be our chauffeurs, and we're good to go.
Fuck yeah.
Chapter 3 is the origin of Oren. While the bride tries to wiggle her toes in the backseat of the pussy wagon, she tells us the story of Oren, which we see in anime form. Really, really, really cool. Her parents were killed in front of her when she was 9. She eventually gets her revenge becoming one of the top assassins in the world, and then becomes the head of the Yakuza. What do we think about chapter 3? I'm just going to say 2 things, 2 points. One, the RZA really shines here doing the music and the score, and this movie would not be as great as it is without him. So let's just say that right now. He nails the musical score to this movie and Volume 2. It is a huge part of it. It's like going to fish and not being able to see the lights. It's a big part of it. The score and the background sounds of this movie it's part of it, dude. Like you can't watch it without it. So he nails this, but I thought visually this was such a cool way to tell this story of this terrible 9-year-old watching her parents get brutally murdered in front of her and then her going on to get her revenge. I thought it was super cool to do it in anime, really creative, and I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, dude, I agree, man. Switching to anime for this one was not only one, just fucking you're not expecting it, and for 2, it's fucking trippy as hell, and it's awesome. You know, it was a great way to fucking put this into play, and it goes on just long enough to where it doesn't like totally switch over to like, what am I watching now? And it brings you right back. You know, after I don't know, it was perfectly played, perfectly timed, and I just thought it was brilliant, man. You know, I mean. Doing it the way they did it and the anime style that they did with just like, you know, blood spraying everywhere, and even like like through the mattress, like, you know, like the blood drip, like the slow shit too was even fucking like spot on, dude. Like everything was fucking killer about this whole scene, you know, and you got the concept of the backstory of Oren through it, you know, so super clutch.
Yeah, I think the story was, obviously it looked cool, and I'm sure they were probably referencing some anime stuff that I just don't have the background in anime to know exactly what they were going for, but it looked really cool. I think the story itself was a nice revenge story. And one thing that gives it maybe a little bit of added backstory, even, is David Carradine says that he is the man in the anime flashback who kills Oren's father. Like a younger Bill did that. And so then that, because I was wondering, all right, what would be so major that he would back her when she's 25 to take over the Yakuza? It could be a sense of guilt because he killed her father or something like that, or maybe this was his plan all along or something like that. So I think that little added bit, I mean, I don't think Tarantino's ever confirmed it, but he's never disavowed it either. So I like to think that that's true. And that adds a little bit of a layer to it. But overall, it's really cool. And you definitely get a little bit of like a young Arya Game of Thrones vibes, right? When you start getting like a 11-year-old girl who's like stabby like that. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like it, and I like that this is kind of like laying out the whole, like, you know, this is what, you know, she's in the back of the pussy wagon thinking about this, you know, this is what she's about to go up against, you know, and I think it kind of maps that out as far as like, you know, explaining to people that this is what she's about to deal with here, man, when she goes to Japan and handles that business.
Chapter 4 is The Man from Okinawa. The bride buys a one-way ticket to Okinawa. There, she meets the legendary swordsmith Hattori Hanzo, played by Sonny Chiba. At first, he refuses to craft a sword for the bride, but he eventually relents when she tells him that she needs it to kill Bill. Guys, thoughts on chapter 4? I'll just say here, for me, this was probably my least favorite scene of the movie, my least favorite chapter, maybe of both combined. A little boring for me, but you needed it. A little bit boring for me. This is kind of the slowest part, I think, for me. There's not a whole lot of action here, but I do like when he writes Bill's name in the foggy window. Like, that was kind of cool. And shout out to Sonny Chiba.
The whole opening bit of the restaurant is one of my favorite parts of the movie, actually. The whole bit where Sonny Chiba is just kind of doing it on the casual and fighting with his assistant, and then like the warm sake, and he's so pleased. And then when she brings up the sword thing, the way he shuts off, like he was so happy to finally have someone to talk to him, because, you know, he quit doing what he loves to run this shitty restaurant because of Bill, which is why he does it. But I think it's both cool, and it also gives the bride a month to practice and everything and get back into shape, which makes the rest of the movie make sense from a story standpoint. You know, maybe he could have just given her one of those swords, but man, that scene with all those swords in the music and just the reverence, and you can tell like she loves the swords. You even see that in Volume 2 when she's talking with Pai Mei. He doesn't give a shit about the swords, and she loves the samurai swords, and you know, they're almost like religious objects, the Hanzo swords, and I think they do a good job of setting that up and really making you feel like goddamn, these swords are cool and important.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you, man. And I gotta say that this scene, yeah, it's not action packed or anything like that, but definitely very necessary and a major part of the story. And I mean, it slows down a little bit. It's like in the set list when they play a fucking slow jam and it's gonna space out for a good 10-15 minutes. You got to have that too, but it's also like important to the rest of the whole fucking shit. Yeah, I did enjoy this, and I like a lot of the. I love that he's always yelling at the guy in the back, man. It was like that whole like yelling in foreign tongue for some reason is hilarious to me, especially languages that seem very aggressive. Like even if they talk them like normal, like it just seems like So anyway, that whole shit was kind of fucking.
It adds a level too, because you know that she also speaks Japanese, so she understands what they're saying, and they don't know that. I always love that movie trope where people don't understand.
You get that, like she confesses it right away, and like that was smooth. That was a really smooth fucking Beatrix move right there, like going in not knowing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, I know. Hanzo, like they say, man, it's like Hanzo is the best swordsmith ever, man. And if you compare a fucking Hanzo sword to any other sword that wasn't made by Hattori Hanzo, basically it's on a whole nother level of shit.
うぬぼれではなく、これは私の最高傑作。旅の途上で神が立ちはだかれば神をも決めるであろう。
But I did enjoy the scene. I liked it, and I love Sonny Chiba. And in the words of Clarence Worley, he is the bar none best actor acting in martial arts today, man. So we'll stick with that.
Cool shit. The whole little ceremony, it could come off as a little cheesy, and I always loved it.
Agreed.
Is there any chance Hanzo could beat Pai Mei? Can Hanzo wield the sword, or just make him?
He
can't be Pai Mei. He could be something special, but he can't be Pai Mei.
I think I agree, because you see Pai Mei, he doesn't like the swords, but he can use them if he wants to.
Pai Mei is different, bro. Pai Mei doesn't need a sword.
Yeah, just because you can build a car doesn't mean you're a great driver.
We'll get to that in a bit. Let's move on to Chapter 5. This is Showdown at House of Blue Leaves. After we learn about Oren's crew, the bride heads to confront Oren at the House of Blue Leaves. We go from no action to a whole shitload of action. After chopping off Sophie Fatale's arm, I mean, crazy blood here, guys. This was like all the gore. The bride fights Oren's bodyguard, Gogo, and her gang, the Crazy 88. After defeating them all, the bride faces off with Oren and slices off the top of her head. It was just epic. The bride pumps Sophie for information on the rest of the squad and lets her live. Bill visits Sophie in the hospital and asks her if the bride knows that her daughter is still alive. Huge, huge shit. What do we think about the final chapter of Volume 1? How nuts was this? I got a lot to say. I'll let other people talk first and then I'll chime in. Really, one of my favorite parts here is just her flying in, right? She's on the plane, the music cranks up. You kind of see all like Oren's in the limo with all the motorcycles, the whole procession, as the plane kind of comes in and lands, that she gets out with the sword and that whole bit, and then she's on the motorbike, motorcycle, whatever you want to call it, with the Game of Death Bruce Lee outfit on, with tailing Sophie Fatale and everything like that. I just thought that whole bit was just an incredible setup to a scene that it just goes on. It's not even a scene. This is a chapter. Like, this is a book within a chapter. It's not a scene. It's not a sequence. It's a little of everything, and it's just really amazing. But even getting to the House of Blue Leaves is just fucking amazing, I think. No, dude, you're spot on. And again, how great are the sounds in the music? Yeah, the music. This is the spot, the soundtrack here. That when the I think people, it just gets you hype, right? It gets you hype, and then it ramps you're something's coming. Like, you're on the way to the fireworks factory, and then you actually get there, and it's a great fireworks factory. It's so awesome. Kill Bill isn't as good as it is without the incredible job that was done by the RZA. Like this, and people forget, like, this was the RZA's first ever time doing like the music for scoring or musical arrangement or that kind of thing. Yeah, like as a dude who loved kung fu, like his whole life was like kung fu largely, right? This was a perfect fit for him to do it. You can't tell me anybody's done as great of a job. Like this is way up there, dude, because it needed it more than anything. Like he really crushes here, and this is another example of it. For me, the absolute sheer when we first meet Oren and she slices the dude's head standing on the table, that scene is so fucking awesome. She's such a badass. Lucy Liu is incredible in this. It's crazy. When she comes in and she chops off the arm and it's squirting blood everywhere. I mean, what was this, Mills? 2005? We hadn't been used to like 2003. We haven't been used to like the crazy like gore that we see in like modern day shit, right? Sitting here in 2023. Like this was good effects for 2003.
And it's also because it's almost like a video game, right? She's got to fight all the different waves of people. And I think, again, the very Tarantino-esque long shot when you first comes in and it tracks around and you see like Charlie Brown, and then you kind of go in, you see the room, and you come back around and you eventually see the bride at the bar, I think. And then, you get up and she's, she goes to spy, right? And then, around she throws the little, like she thinks someone's out there and says go, and then you see the shot of the bride just, holding herself up on the ceiling while Gogo's looking around and everything. Again, just the tension building.
How great of a fight scene was Gogo and I mean, dude, with the freaking spiked ball, that's my runner-up. Well, I know we'll talk about our favorite fight scenes and shit, but that's a good one, man.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute, man. Going back to getting into this whole thing is you kind of hit it right on the head with that one scene with Oren with the table of fucking the Yakuza or whatever, and the one guy's being an asshole about it, and it just kind of
Boss Matsumoto or whatever, the fucking one dude who's just like smoking his stogie and he just can't, like, he's got to say it. He can't help himself.
Pissed, and he's I could you can compare him to whatever, like he's just a bigoted asshole, probably in every.
He also probably just saw like a whole bunch of his buddies get killed.
Yeah,
not a good day for dude either way, really.
Probably, and he's probably one of those dudes that doesn't want to,
honor and
or a mixed person leader or whatever. So he's giving that, and she didn't fucking play that shit. She ain't playing that shit. So you know what she did? This is actually one of my favorite scenes in the whole fucking movie is when she ran across that table and did the backward slice, dude. Did the backward slice and fucking lopped that dude's head off. It was fucking sick, dude.
My favorite part of that is that for the most part, she never raises her voice. She runs across the table, but she doesn't raise her voice until the very end when she holds his head up and she's like, if anybody else has a motherfucking problem, now is the time.
Well, yeah, and she talks all like, like
really, like I love that. Like it's almost passive aggressive, except for the fact where she actually does the aggressive thing and chops the dude's fucking head off, and then holds like the piece of his head off.
I might be nice about it, but don't fuck with me, or I'm gonna collect your fucking head. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Just absolutely, badass. There's kind of a first wave of fighters where you get your initial little bit with kind of like the minions come on or whatever. That's pretty much like the initial wave of pawns. She, fucking slices off a whole bunch of arms and shit. And then we get the go-go fight, more or less. That's the first, that's like the first boss, right? If it's a video game, you beat all the kind of henchmen, and then you get go-go. Jamie, you talked about, I know there's an exact name for that ball and chain weapon, but it's just cool the way it's shot. You can just, the weight of it, it's knocking out like weight-bearing pillars and everything. It's cool fight versus sword. It's a very video game fight, but I think it's just awesome, especially because you get the idea that Gogo's supposed to be, 17? And she's basically nuts.
Oh my God, completely crazy. Kills people just for fun. But dude, some of this shit, like, it's so good. Like when it hits the bride and she's like, like shit like that, when it scrapes her arm, like the way it goes.
That's cracked ribs, probably broken ribs at a minimum, maybe a collapsed lung, really. But
dude, the close up of it going through those giant pillars, incredible cinematography here. Like the way Quentin Tarantino directs us, you get just how powerful that is.
Yeah, it's maybe the one shot he stole from a later film. That's a Matrix shot right there. When you see the one that goes in slow-mo with it's fine. I mean, take what you will, but that's a newer shot than some of the older Kung Fu flicks he was, referencing. But it's an awesome shot. I'm totally glad to use it. Just like how, RZA sneaks some newer elements into some of the soundtrack. It's not all necessarily old Kung Fu flicks. And then it's all hell breaking loose where she's fighting, I don't know, 40, maybe not 88, but there's got to be at least 20 to 40 dudes with swords. she's fighting, she's running up the goddamn railings, and then you get the power goes out, you get the awesome bit where it's just blue. And Jamie G, you mentioned it, some of the black and white shit, they go to black and white a bit here. That was done for MPAA reasons, because there was so much blood. This was the only way they could avoid like getting an X or whatever. So that's actually why it goes black and white during some of these scenes, is just to minimize the amount of blood you see on screen.
I'm pretty sure that's why Natural Born Killers did that sometimes too.
Same thing.
But yeah, and the way they did it here, I mean, this is just obviously, you know, I mean, again, a masterpiece, but so well thought out. You know, you get a close up on her face and she blinks her eyes and it just changes back to the fucking, you know, whatever. And like the music, the visuals, everything just goes so fucking well together. It's perfect, you know. And you know, I mean, these people are fucking in pieces out here. You know, the ones that are alive. So it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, whoever makes artificial limbs in that town is going to make a bunch of money. That's one of my favorite parts, which she basically tells them you can live, but all their limbs they have to leave because they belong to her now. That is some badass shit.
Well, yeah, man. You don't get too much more badass than that, you know. Except for you, Sophie. You stay right the fuck there.
She hates Sophie more than anybody else, I think, despite the fact that Sophie wasn't. I feel like she actually just hates Sophie the most for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like she really has it in for Sophie. Yeah, I think that was part of the plan, though. And I guess the only other thing is originally Gogo was going to have like a twin sister who was going to seek revenge on the bride. And that's why there's a whole thing where like all of a sudden she doesn't have the pussy wagon anymore because that got blown up in that scene. Is that something you think would have added anything to the flick for you, or are you okay that we didn't get it?
I'm fine with not getting it. I think it might have just been overkill, you know.
Yeah, just love the one you're with, right? I mean, maybe you could have added something. We don't know what happened to the pussy wagon, but you know, maybe it just went to that big campground in the sky or wherever you park your wagon at. I think that pretty much brings it to the Oren Ishii fight at the end. I mean, Jamie G alluded to it a little bit before, and I just want to say a very cool thing. She, you know, kind of brings up the thing about how it's going to be like, 5 minutes or whatever. Like, I hope you save your energy. You may not last 5 minutes. And she basically gets the top of her head chopped off 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the sequence. So pretty fucking cool on top of all the other coolness in the sequence.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking... the background, the layout for this is phenomenal. I
love the little water thing that goes up and down, like when the water's coming in.
It's just light snow, and it's just like picturesque, man. You know,
red blood on white snow. It's always a good look.
What a great way to end this masterpiece.
Yeah, and you get the idea that Oren Ishii really hated the bride because of the sword thing, right? Like, I think she felt that she co-opted her thing. She was supposed to be the one with the swords. Didn't she say like a silly white girl likes to play with samurai swords or whatever? So you get the idea that this was actually personal for her too. Whereas, with Copperhead in the beginning, that seemed just like business, right? There wasn't really personal between them. This one seemed a lot more personal, I think, which made it at least, not a perfect ending to the movie, but at least a good climax where you could end it here and it doesn't feel like you're just deliberately chopping the story halfway through or something.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but again, as a whole, I don't think that this is a good way to pause the movie. I don't think it's good.
I'm agreeing, but if you had to end it, it's a big enough way that you can get away with it. It's not optimal.
Honestly, the movie it does shift gears in the second volume, and we'll get into that when we get there. But the vibe for this one is more kung fu, and it is more geared towards the whole Oren thing, which takes up at least a good 30-35 minutes. I mean, that final scene is a long fucking chunk of the fucking movie, man, and well deserved, and obviously really, really fucking well done. But yeah, it's certainly not the ending to the story by any means.
Maybe the one thing we didn't touch on, do you like the tag at the end where we find out, does she know her daughter is still alive?
Yes, of course.
That works as an ending note?
Yeah,
I think so.
Didn't come too far out of left field or like just a twist for the sake of a twist or anything?
Well, see, the thing is, there's going to be a volume 2 because we went into this knowing this is a 2-part movie. Even when it was happening, we went into it knowing it was a 2-part movie. So to leave a cliffhanger like that on top of the other ones that are already existing, I think was fucking just another fucking cherry on top of that whole shit, man.
Well, for me, I think throughout the entirety of this movie, you realize that she's driven by losing her baby, right, and having all that taken from her. So to find out that's she's still alive, that creates so much intrigue. Not there's already enough intrigue. Who is Bill? Will she get him? Who else is on the list? How is she going to do it? Let's see where the story goes, right? But now you add that to it, yeah, that just sets up what I think is an even better movie in Volume 2.
Oh, and that is a wonderful segue because we're about to have a little intermission before we go on to Volume 2. So if you need to pause for a beverage or a bathroom break, do it here. But there will be good stuff in the intermission and not just some bullshit movie trivia about Tom Hanks. For instance, I think we should all have our own assassin names.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Ignition sequence start.
Assassin.
I got it both ways. If we're sticking with snakes, I think Jamie G would be Stiletto. After the Stiletto snake, Soup would be Bushmaster. After the South American Bushmaster. And I would be Blue Crate, Bungarus Cadius. I think that's a fun one. And if we could do any animal that's deadly to humans, Jamie G would be Roundworm, Soup would be Scorpion, and I would be Mosquito. Mosquito sounds shitty, but mosquitoes kill more humans than the rest of the top 10 deadliest animals combined every year, dude. Mosquito, dangerous motherfuckers on Earth. Anybody else got some assassin names, snake or otherwise?
Oh yeah, buddy. I had us as poisonous mushrooms. And if we were poisonous mushrooms, I had Magnum Mills as Deadly Dapperling. I just think that's the perfect fit because I know he likes the double D's.
How did you know the name of my clothing line, dude? I got a leak. I got to plug that shit.
Deadly Dapperling, dude. He's very deadly
line.
Dapperling. And Soup Deuce, I'm going to give you the Destroying Angel. You're the Destroying Angel. That is your...
I wanted penis envy, man.
No, not penis. Well, that's not a poisonous shroom, David. That's that's not a poisonous one, dude. That's a psilocybin shroom, but that's not a poisonous shroom. For me, I'm gonna go with Death Cap. I'm the Death Cap. Magnum Mills is the Deadly Dapperling, and Soup Deuce is Destroying Angel.
I'll take it. All right. I didn't think that deeply into making fucking names for other people, man. I was just like, man, if I were to name myself as a fucking snake or something in the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, I mean, dude, obviously I got to be the Trouser Snake, man.
So you like animals, huh?
Sure.
That's cool. Even snakes?
Well, you can't exclude an animal just because they're not cuddly. Of course I like snakes.
How about trouser snakes?
Ooh, what's a trouser snake?
There's no way around it, man. Fucking Trouser Snake.
That brings us to our intermission. First up, it's 6 Degrees of Lebowski. How about it, Mills? Was it tough to get from Kill Bill to The Big Lebowski? Did you find something that tied the room together?
I think I really did. It may or may not have been a pretty cool rug. A lot of obvious connections here. Real easy to get to like 3 degrees, but to keep it a little bit tighter, it was more complex than that. Here we have Michael Madsen playing Bud. He played Rudy Travis in The Getaway, where Philip Seymour Hoffman played Frank Hansen. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was Brandt in The Big Lebowski. So we're keeping it nice and tight. 2 degrees of Lebowski out of 6. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ties it all together.
Sounds about right, man. It's right there on the rug, dude. You know.
Let's check in on some tasty beats from the man with the eats. It's time for Soundtracks with Soup. As far as the songs used, We know that Quentin Tarantino is always heavily involved, but the score plays a major role in both films, like we've talked about throughout this podcast. The RZA does most of the heavy lifting on Volume 1. He's also involved to a lesser extent in Volume 2, which is scored by Robert Rodriguez. Soup Deuce, tell us about these soundtracks, my dude.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. These soundtracks both are fucking phenomenal. The Volume 1 soundtrack did reach pretty high on the billboards, and it actually got #1 on the soundtrack chart or whatever the fuck when it came out. And ironically enough, the second volume got #2 on the soundtrack chart when it came out, man, which is kind of cool. Both of them very, very good, not only in the eyes of the the super fans, but also in the ear holes of the random listeners as well. So they played out very nicely. As far as they fucking fit in with the movies, I mean, it's just absolutely fucking brilliant, dude. And a lot of that's Tarantino. And a lot of that's RZA, dude. I mean, RZA was a perfect choice to put for, in charge of production of the soundtrack, and especially with the Volume 1. Volume 2 involved Robert Rodriguez, who, I mean, you can tell the difference. You can see the different feel of it when you're listening or watching that movie and knowing that, it's got that more, if you've seen movies like Desperado or Dusk Till Dawn or whatever the fuck Rodriguez shit, then it's kind of got that like that close to the border.
Yeah, it is more even a spaghetti western, like a few dollars more, like that kind of.
The second one's loaded with a lot more instrumentals. Not that the first one doesn't have a lot of instrumentals, but the second one's definitely more tamed down, mellower, and I mean it has bangers on it too, like About Her or. There's a couple other ones that are lyrically driven that are good, but the first one, I mean, obviously you have Nancy Sinatra in there. You've got Charlie Feathers, who makes an appearance in both of them, which is fucking great. Old school country dude. But the one that's considered the theme for Kill Bill is the fucking Battle Without Honor or Humanity, and that's often considered the theme for the Kill Bill joint, and it's an instrumental. There's also another one in there that I really liked that was an instrumental that was overlaid on the soundtrack. It had RZA talking over it. It's actually called the Oto Renishi, but they don't use the voiceover in the movie, but they use the instrumental part of it in the movie, and it's fucking clutch, especially for what it is and for where it is. And again, me saying where it is the biggest thing with every fucking sound on this movie is the positioning for these things. I mean, it is fucking top fucking caliber, man. I mean, there is nothing wrong with this soundtrack or the other soundtrack for Volume 2 at all. Matter of fact, they are fucking perfect. If we're not getting, if we're getting into any other details as far as certain particular songs by artists on there and whatnot, we can dive into that. But as far as just a basic overlay, this fucking soundtrack is phenomenal, dude.
One of my personal favorites was Bang Bang, and actually, like that was really cool, man. Like I bought this soundtrack, and I remember listening to the soundtrack. Like, it's not often in modern times. I feel, sometimes I worry, like, people that are under the age of 25, they really don't know what it's like to like run out and buy like a soundtrack album. And like, we grew up in an era of like soundtrack albums. This was one of the more recent soundtrack albums that I purchased. It may be the last one, actually. This was way up there, dude. Super cool. Well done, Soup. Let's stick with our ear holes and let's finish up intermission by hitting up the fish list. That's right. It's a simple concept. Somebody reads 2 set lists to Magnum Mills. One is a real set list from Fish, the greatest band in the world, and the other is a fake. Mills must then determine which one is the real Fish set list.
We formulated a list here, a real Fish set list versus a phony Fish set list, man. And Mills, you're going to have to determine which one is the real deal, the full Monty, and which one is not. So we'll go ahead and dive into set 1 here. Let's say we're playing a show, go to a Fish show, and here's set 1, man. Set 1's going to start out with a fucking solid instrumental. We're going to rage it out with Buried Alive. Okay, so Buried Alive comes out. It's nice, it's funky, it gets you right in the mood. You're gonna carry that right into a fucking domino effect, man. A domino effect is gonna take you up and down, dude, all over the scale, man. That's gonna fucking phase out, and we're gonna go into a really sick, long, fucking drawn out, fucking instrumental spacey jam, which also carries heavy and low notes. We're going right into Temple of Gloom, dude. Temple of Gloom fucking brings you up and down big time. Phases out real fucking nice and mellow like. And then we go right into Frankenfingers. Frankenfingers is super fucking funky, dude. It's a fucking bass-driven song, man. A lot of bass in that joint, dude. So it fucking gets you fucking back moving again and shit. Right into another fucking high-powered fucking chalkboard, dude. Chalkboard fucking rages it, man. It's fucking intense, nonstop from beginning to end. Doesn't fucking let you put your feet down at all. Then go right into a Wasted Mind. A Wasted Mind is gonna mellow it out, man. And mellow the set out a little bit, keep you fucking really interested, but not having to move too hard, man. And then that's gonna go into a real subtle change into Whale Song. Whale Song is gonna bring you right up. It starts mellow and then it ends kind of quick. It's gonna bring you right up into a final to finish the set. Real fast-paced fucking Sprinkle. Sprinkle finishes it off, dude. That's set one. Set two, we're going to start out with a gumbo, dude. It's going to bring you right in with a funky fucking gumbo, man. And then, going to get crazy. Not even stop gumbo, just go straight into Fuck Your Face. Fuck Your Face is going to rage out for a good fucking solid 3-4 minutes, dude. And just get silly with it. And that's going to carry right on. Again, not stopping. We're going to go right into Dog Log, dude. Bam, bam, because I got my dog log, dude. You know, you don't want to walk across the lawn and step into what your dog done gone, dude. So, Dog Log. And then right into Harpua. Dog Log transitions right into Harpua, man. We're going to tell the story of this fucking dog. Harpua goes for a while, man. Then it's going to fucking fizzle out. And then we're gonna go into a Back in the Chicken Shack, a nice solid instrumental, man. A really good groovy instrumental, Back in the fucking Chicken Shack, man. That's gonna go right into fucking Taste, man, to bring you back up and to finish the set out. Gonna rage a fucking Cavern, and Cavern is gonna put you in a picture of nectar. Boom. Which one is it, man?
I think it's 2 because you tried harder to sell 1, so I'm going with set list 2 is the real set list.
Set list 2 being the second one I said?
The second one, yep.
Yeah, you're right. Damn it. My delivery.
You did no, you tried too hard on the first one. You sold them so hard. Because I originally started out like, oh, it's very generic, but then like Temple of Doom and Frankenfingers chalkboard. I'm like,
Temple of Gloom. Temple of Gloom.
Temple of Gloom. Yeah, that's I thought you were gonna. Yeah, but the second one, I don't know. I could just tell. Like I don't know. You seemed like you were trying to downplay it a little bit. So good list. You had me on the list. That was just based on your whatever tells I can pick up. Doing the Jamie G poker thing.
I hear you. My poker face was not on point. I will keep that in mind for next time here on the. And I'm gonna fool you with a fish list or whatever the fuck.
And dude, what a set list, man! I wish I was at that show. It's got me pumped for summer tour. We'll be there soon, guys, and we'll report back here on Regular Dudes Watch Stuff.
And guys, whatever you do, take care of your shoes, man.
Whatever you do, take care of your shoes. We hope that you got your popcorn and hit the restroom and maybe grabbed a drinky poo because intermission is over. And it's time for Kill Bill Volume 2. Mills, hit us with those details once again.
This is Kill Bill Volume 2, directed by Quentin Tarantino, written by Quentin Tarantino, produced by Lawrence Bender, cinematographer was Robert Richardson, edited by Sally Menke, music by The RZA and Robert Rodriguez, released April 8, 2004. Again, budget of $30 million. Box office was $152.2 million in the United States on a running time of 137 minutes, starring Uma Thurman, David Carradine, Michael Madsen, Daryl Hannah, Gordon Liu, and Michael Parks. The short plot synopsis is the bride continues her quest of revenge against her former boss and lover Bill, the reclusive bouncer Bud, and the treacherous one-eyed Elle.
And we're going to jump right into it. Chapter 6 is Massacre. we once again flash back to the bride at the rehearsal for her wedding to Tommy Plimpton. This time, we meet everybody involved with the wedding. Then we finally get a proper introduction to Bill himself. I love that they didn't waste any time. We get to see Bill and deal with Bill. First scene, he's eventually introduced as the bride's father, and he sits on her side. Maybe the only person sitting on her side. The rest of the Deadly Viper assassination squad shows up and kills all those present. Guys, give me the thoughts on chapter 6. Was this a great opener or what?
Oh, fucking absolutely, dude. You know, and you can't have a fucking Tarantino movie, really. I mean, you can, but I mean, you expect a fucking appearance out of Sam Jackson, dude. And Samuel Jackson makes an appearance here in the first fucking joint with the massacre at the Two Pines or whatever the fuck, man. And you know, I mean, how about Love Me Tender, dude? I mean, I can play that.
Yeah, what do you think? Is this Samuel cameo or True Romance Samuel cameo? Which would you prefer?
Ooh,
it's tough, man.
They feel
It's tough.
similar, right? They feel kind of similar. Short but sweet.
Short and sweet.
I prefer Jackie Brown Samuel L. cameo.
That's not a cameo.
I know, but he's great in there, dude.
Cameo is like Coming to America Samuel, and you could call that a cameo. It wasn't then; it was a bit.
Between this and True Romance, man, I gotta say, I'm
going
going
this.
True Romance. Yeah, he probably better. Yeah, maybe more lines.
Well, because True Romance, I think anybody could have said those lines, and it would have kind of been funny. Only Samuel L. Jackson could have done this and had it come off as good as it does, I think.
Yeah, but I'm still giving it a True Romance because of the content. And it was talking about eating pussy and everything else, so I'm gonna give it that. Although, you know, playing Love Me Tender.
Yeah, I mean, better content. I think the words in True Romance are better. That's why I give it up here, because I think, you know, those words have been funny. You know, like Chris Tucker. You know, you understand the words coming out of my mouth. You know, I think as long as you can understand the words, it would have been funny. But yeah, crazy scene, man.
I don't play with them.
Before we move on, I mean, Bill, right? Like, let's talk about Bill. Was this what you were thinking? Because remember, we go through an entire, you know, Kill Bill Volume 1 without seeing Bill. And was this kind of a cool way to do it? Because when we finally hear his voice in Volume 1, it's somewhat sinister and scary and intriguing, right? Did this deliver, and were you happy with how they did this with him showing up to the wedding? To me, it just adds to the sickness of what he pulls off here, right? Like getting her to be like happy with him being there. Like, it was a wild kind of thing of just kind of manipulation to the bride, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not his most masochistic, but I mean, Bill, like you hear him in the Volume 1, you don't see him, and you finally do, and you're like, you know, I mean, it fits. It's like, again, with everything in this movie, pretty much. I mean, for the most part, it's fucking perfect, dude. I mean, Carradine plays this fucking role great, and they open it like when you first fucking see him, and she knows he's out there because he's out there playing his flute and shit. You know, he just looks up and he's like, "I'm a man," and he is, dude. That's fucking Bill, man. It was just, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know who else could have fucking pulled that off. I know people like Beatty and whatnot were in the running, but I think Carradine was absolutely fucking spot on for this, dude.
That's good soup.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely true. And I just want to point out that I think this is where Quentin Tarantino's use of the non-linear time frame, time structure, story structure, whatever you want to call it, pays off in a way that it doesn't with the way his imitators do it, because this adds a level of understanding to, like, we knew it all went to shit, but the fact that now, like, they're introducing the actual theoretical villain of the story in this flashback that we've already seen pieces of, we know how this ends, right? But it still somehow makes it carry more weight. Down to the bit between the sheriff and his son, the deputy, talking and all that bullshit, and then she spits blood in his face, and he's just like, well, shit.
Every time they show this scene, more and more is added, and makes it more profound. Like, and that's what's
Yeah,
super
they keep
cool.
expanding and expanding.
They keep expanding on it and make it better.
Yeah, this is the difference between actual product Tarantino and the people who've tried to emulate him in his story structure. It makes sense the way he does it and adds to the story by doing it this way, whereas a lot of other people just do it for, you know, the sake of doing it, kind of. Like after like Memento, how a lot of people tried to, you know, do the reverse thing, like you know, Jonathan Nolan did and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. You're spot on with the adding to it. Every time they go back to it, they make it better. The sheriff scene is super cool as he comes rolling up. I wish I had just one pair of those Ray-Bans. Like, he's got
that's an homage to a particular movie. I'll show it if you're watching.
I wish
on
I just
YouTube,
had one pair of those sunglasses though, dude, because I would become Jamie G the detective, dude. Like, those are great glasses, great shades, man.
Jamie G, private dick. Or public.
Private dick.
Depends on which day of the week it is.
That's very true. Anything else, or should we move on to chapter 7?
Any thoughts on why the bride married Tommy Plimpton or whatever? Because he seemed kind of. Was that just for a cover, or did she actually love him?
I think she was just looking for that simple life, dude. She knew she was about to have a kid. She didn't want a kid to grow up in a fucking assassin's world. So she was probably looking just to simplify everything and you know, bring up a child in the world with less fucking, you know, danger and whatnot. Yeah, flash on this guy. I can deal with this for a bit, right?
And he was probably willing to accept that it wasn't his.
And he was dumb, or he was dumb enough to believe that maybe it was his. You know, I mean,
yeah, you don't know the time frame. Yeah, I mean, he seemed like a nice enough dude, but again, like he was willing to be like down with marrying this chick who he never met, you know, anyone else she knows.
Yeah, probably a nice guy, but not exactly as sharp as fucking knife in the drawer, dude. Right.
Well, guys, that takes us to chapter 7, which is the lonely grave of Paula Schulz. The bride takes out Bud, but he was warned by Bill. He shoots her full of rock salt and then drugs her. He agrees to sell her Hanzo sword to L Driver, and then he buries her alive in an empty grave, the empty grave of Paula Schulz, with only a flashlight. I love chapter 7, so let's start there. But guys, thoughts on this?
I like that it seems pretty obvious that Bud is the worst of the divas. He's only there because of nepotism, because his brother runs the squad, but he's the one who gets the jump on her. I like that. Everyone else is kind of underprepared for her. He's the only one, the idiot of the bunch. And you can tell that, you know, he's working security at a strip club, like a shitty strip club even at this point. He's not that great, but he's the only one that actually gets anything over on her this entire time. That's awesome.
Dude, I totally agree, man. I mean, Bud's character is pretty fucking awesome when it comes down to it, man. You know, he did get the heads up from Bill or whatever, you know, and apparently, you know, we all remember the scene where Bill comes to him and he's like, hey, they weren't really idiot of him, but they just thought it sounded cool. That whole shit. So he knew that, okay, well, she's coming, man. So he was prepared. He did end up, you know, getting the fucking jump on her and shit. But like his story right there is kind of cool. I don't think it's so great that he hawked the fucking Notori, which come to find out, you know, we'll figure it out later. But you know, apparently the Hanzo swords are only worth about $250 over there in El Paso.
Fucking El Paso, dude.
His life right now is he's working as a fucking bouncer in a fucking titty bar. And in a bullshit titty, like this,
not like, even a good titty bar,
not even as cool as the Titty Twister and From Dusk Till Dawn, dude. But like, this is like
nowhere near as cool.
It's like Pussy Lickers and damn House of a Thousand Corpses, which there's a connection there.
It's a my club.
This is something I love, is that in this scene, man, or in this part of the movie, we do get the fucking cameo from Captain Spaulding himself, Sid Haig, who is the bartender. Rest in peace, Sid Haig. He's the bartender in that bar when he comes in, and the dude's like,
yeah.
Tell him to get his fucking ass back here.
Okay. Bud, Larry'd like to work with you.
and that guy who plays the fucking owner of the bar is fucking great too, man, because he's just back there doing blow and shit. He's like, take a hit, be somebody, baby. You know, but the dude walks in and he's like, goes to the calendar time and everything. And it just is the way he delivers everything. Like, are you trying to convince me that you're about as useless as an asshole right here? You know, I mean, his fucking, he was a small role in that movie, but it was.
You working Wednesday? Nope.
Not anymore.
Calendar time, dude. Fucking with your cash is the only thing you kids understand.
Yeah, I thought that dude was awesome in this fucking movie.
And the idea, not only while that's happening, he is actively doing lines of cocaine. There is a hooker or a co. I don't even know what's going on, but there's a woman with him, and there's a money counting machine with stacks of money. And you get the idea that Bud's probably making like minimum wage, right?
Yeah.
So this is an incredible, like, just flexing all over him, just to hammer home how bad Bud's life is, right? Just hammering it home, like, this is the worst. Like, you think working in a strip club is fun?
Like, I don't know what fucking car wash you worked in before, but I didn't know it. I own a fucking car wash.
First of all, wakey, egg and bakey. All right, that's number one. Number two, Bud's living in a single trailer out in the desert, dude.
No
like,
neighbors.
I love his setup too, man. It reminds me of some Lethal Weapon shit. It's like,
Mel Gibson was on the beach at least.
Yeah.
This is just like in a hole, like he's in a canyon, like he's in a very bad strategic spot for what it's worth.
But this scene is so great though, and it's also important to see, we can't always have the bride just winning. I like these challenges that she has to go through, and this is one where while you're watching you're like, how the hell is she going to get out of this? Right. And that's what's so cool, right? And that's what this movie does. I think that this is one of the better scenes in the entire works.
Oh, dude, there's almost nothing cooler than the way Michael Menzies says rock salt.
I shot her full of rock salt. She's so gentle right now, I could perform her coup de grace with a rock.
He just says rock salt, so cool, and that sounds like a Flintstones themed like Metallica cover band or something.
He does say it cool.
See that? Yeah.
Rock salt. It just, I don't know why. I love his delivery of that line.
Oh, dude, he's a great character. He's
the way he wears a hat. Like, you can wear any hat. One of the best wearers of hats I've ever seen.
No one could play this role other than Michael Madsen. He absolutely crushes it. Wakey, egg and bakey, dude. I mean, that's all you got to say. Anything else before we move on to chapter 8?
Bill went far enough to buy him his own Hanzo sword. That you at least gives you the idea that Bill's at least a good brother. And shout out, Larry Gomez,
even had
the
it
owner.
engraved, man. Yeah, dude.
I mean, Soup.
I don't know what car wash you worked before you came here that let you stroll in 20 minutes late, but it wasn't owned by me, and I own a fucking car wash.
I own a fucking car wash. Exactly, man. You know what? I don't own a car wash, but I do have a sword. I do have a sword, man, and it is not a Hanzo sword, but it is a fucking sword, and none of you guys have a fucking sword, so
take it to the sword wash.
I got a sword.
That brings us to chapter 8, which is a massive winner. The cruel tutelage of Pai Mei. While buried in the coffin, the bride remembers Bill telling her about the great White Lotus Pai Mei. Bill eventually enrolls her to train with Pai Mei. The training is absolutely brutal and just vicious. The bride struggles really bad at first. Eventually, though, she earns Pai Mei's respect and becomes an incredible fighter. In the coffin, she uses the short punch technique that she learned from Pai Mei. I'm doing it right now just for you, to escape from the coffin. This is just, without a shadow of a doubt, fantastic. I mean, this is one of the coolest shit. It kind of wraps up all the background detail of this entire movie on anything that makes sense all in one scene. And it gets her out of one of the, oh my God, she was buried alive. How is she ever going to get out of this? If anybody I know that's buried alive, they're done, short of somebody digging them up. How is she going to get out of that? How is she going to win that? This scene brings her to it. Super, super, super awesome. I mean, this is I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We'll talk about it later. My favorite scene in all of Kill Bill.
I just want to point out, in a Tarantino style, maybe my favorite bit is the very end, where the dude working at the diner kind of sees her walk out of a graveyard covered in dirt, and then she sits down and asks for water. It's kind of very subtle and stupid, but just after all that always just killed me, because it's such a tense scene. She's buried underground, you go through all that, and then you get that just kind of release of laughing at the idea of her just this dude working at, just like a soda jerk or whatever, seeing her basically rise from the dead and ask for a glass of water covered in dirt. I always love that.
Dude, you know what, man? I've got to say, this whole Pai Mei situation and the entire scene or whatever it is with the chapter of with him is fucking incredible, man. You know, and it's kind of like it kind of puts you into the same realm as something like, you know, like the middle part of Bloodsport or whatever, where they're doing the training and everything, you know. So it kind of, and then the guy's making you do the weird shit with like obstacles and everything else. So I mean, it kind of has that feel to it. Although this is Tarantino and this is fucking Pai Mei, and this is way different, dude. And this guy's fucking eyebrow game, his fucking eyebrow game is on fucking point, dude. Nobody can rock eyebrows like that or any kind of style he's got going on, even the hair and the beard, dude. The way he fucking rocks his beard and fucking maneuvers that motherfucker, dude. Pai Mei is a motherfucking crazy character, dude. Crazy character, and he's hardcore. He's all that shit, and like, you know, whatever it is, man. He's a crouching fucking tiger, hidden fucking dragon, and then some, with a bag of fucking peanuts and chips.
I think he also held true to like the folklore and legend of like kung fu films. Like he's that dude. And I think it didn't go to a level of cheesiness. Like you're kind of wondering like how could the bride be this great, right? And you meet this dude, and in that setting, and in that his world that they depict so well, it's like, yeah, that's why. Like he's that dude. Like you believe this dude could like straight up Kung Lao fucking fly across the room and kick you. Like this dude's a wild person. If you survive his cruel tutelage, you're gonna be something. And she did. And I love this. I hate that it was only one scene where you get the grit in the detail of how she become as great as she was, because that's super cool and fun to learn and see. But it's jam packed with information, and I just, dude, this chapter is so good, man. To me,
Well,
like,
I love it that Bill goes, like, brings her there, and he rolls in first, and he comes out like kind of like with a fucking little bit roughed up, dude. He's got like a little bit of a shot.
He's got a bloody fucking lip, dude.
Yeah, it went all right, man.
Be careful for the first year, basically. He tells her, like, yeah, the first year is going to be kind of rough.
He hates Americans. He has nothing but contempt for women. Go for it, man.
Yeah, very good. Again, deliberately calling out all of the kind of tropes of the training montage and everything from, you know, kung fu movies and everything like that. You know, the wise master, but it does get almost cruel at times. The eating of the rice and everything. She tries to eat it like, no, you're not no dog, and she tries to just use the chopsticks with both hands, and then it's just brutal. But you know, you see him just be kind of a little bit proud of her when she actually does manage to do it, even though it takes two hands and everything.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think in a way it's pretty fucking realistic, man. Like if that was the world you were living in and what you were going through, I would expect it to be like that or even more hardcore, you know.
Not only is it realistic, it's so vivid to where like you see her like broken down and beaten down and shaking, trying to scoop up a thing of rice. Like it's chilling, dude. It's
I mean,
so
Pai Mei
intense.
is like Mr. Miyagi on like way levels ahead.
Well, it's almost the exact opposite of the Hanzo thing, right? That goes so well for her, and it's like a very formal ceremony and everything. And she thinks, you know, I know it's said before, but you think that would have some carryover here, and no, it's just, you know, she is just abused. Really, you get it's like tough love kind of, but you know, really, he just goes hard, and then you get the idea, I guess. You know, eventually we find out why, you know, Elle would have turned on him and everything, because he takes no shit from no one.
Yeah, dude. No, he's hardcore, man. And you know, nothing with the Mandarin subtitle bothered me at all with this either. Like that's how great that this whole chapter was, where I didn't get bothered by having to read the subtitles. Did that affect anybody else? It didn't for me at all.
No, the only problem with me is being able to read them quickly enough to comprehend it. You know, like sometimes I struggle with subtitles. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of them because it's like, oh fuck, man, I'm trying to watch now. I got to, you know, so it takes me a minute to like compute. But yeah, this wasn't really a situation where it bothered me or irritated me at all. You know, because it's necessary. You know, I've seen the version of this movie without the subtitles in it, and it's like you don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, you kind of get it from mannerisms and whatnot, and moods and shit, but like you need those subtitles. So
Yeah, I watch everything with subtitles, so I am probably the wrong person to ask. And just if you could, right before we move on, would you prefer the we talked about it, the Nikki spinoff, Cottonmouth's daughter, or would you prefer a Pai Mei sequel or spinoff? I know he dies here, but like some kind of prequel with him training people or an animated series or something. I mean, I would like to see more Pai Mei, I feel.
I would too, bro. Like, I want both. I can't pick.
So you can make one like an actual sequel, one like an animated prequel or something. Like an R-rated animated prequel with Pai Mei, I think would be awesome.
Dude, it would be so cool, dude.
we got to figure out the time frame here, because if Elle killed Pai Mei, that means
Pai Mei was like 100 years old or something. You could do a long ass prequel with him. I feel there's a lot of shit there.
Yeah, no doubt. But it depends on like where like Beatrix was. Obviously, she was there before Elle. Then, you know, that's something that I kind of like thought about earlier. Is like where's the time lapse as far as like the difference between L and B.
Yeah, it's also at the same point where I realized I'm like, I think Bill has banged all of the other divas. Did he bang his brother?
Probably everybody but the brother, but
he did bang everyone else. I'm pretty sure, because he definitely banged at least Elle and Beatrix, and I'm pretty sure he banged Cottonmouth there, Vernita as well.
If you're the man, why not? And he
doesn't. If you're in a Hanzo sword, you're probably part of the the sword union. You gotta penetrate.
Yes, and swords do penetrate. If you're a good fucking swordsmith, man, or sword master, or whatever, wielder of a sword.
And I guess probably the last thing on the Pai Mei, just all very cool kung fu shit. All the board training, the walking with the whatever the fuck you call it, with the bags of sand or water and everything.
Yeah.
Like very tropey kung fu shit. But the score was perfect, the execution was perfect. Top tier training montage, I feel.
Yeah, and this is really the only element of this second volume here that kind of dipped back into the whole kung fu aspect of it, because there's not a whole lot of, there's really not much sword play in the second movie. They try to get the swords out in Bud's trailer, but I don't think anybody actually really gets it out of the sheath. So not a lot of sword play in here, and I like that the Pai Mei flashback was still staying true to that whole concept of it.
Dynamite segue for chapter 9 soon.
And that brings us to chapter 9. Elle and I. Elle shows up at Bud's trailer to buy the bride's Hanzo sword, and from a distance, the bride witnesses her arrival. In the trailer, Elle eventually kills Bud via a black mamba snake that she hid in the money. Elle calls Bill and tells him that Bud was killed by a snake planted by the bride. She collects her money and goes to leave when she's confronted by the bride. The two face off, and eventually the bride gets the upper hand by snatching out Elle's only remaining eyeball. She crushes the eye, literally in between her toes. It's very gross, but needed. Grabs her sword and leaves. Guys, chapter 9 is pretty freaking cool too.
There's so many favorite parts, including Bud's dirty ass blender, in the fact that he served drinks in mason jars before it was fucking cool. People do that now. Bud was doing that back then. The snake hidden in the money was great. And the idea that he had a golf bag, he doesn't play fucking golf, but that's where he put his Hanzo sword. Like, that's how he kept it, obviously for sentimental reasons, I'm assuming. But the idea that he put it in a golf bag that he just never uses. I mean, that would like be having a Picasso and putting it like behind a picture of the bill schedule from 3 years ago in your bathroom or something.
It's right there behind my fucking Hendrix.
Yeah, the schedule from 2003. Remember that? It was a great banner season. But when she sees the Hanzo sword and pulls it out, the close quarters fight is awesome. And Netflix did something cool like this with the Daredevil in their first season, but it makes it really intense. And just the way that Elle flips out when she pops out the eye in the bathroom. Apparently, a lot of that was improv, and she actually, Daryl Hannah hurt herself and caused a lot of actual damage because she just fucking went for it. But it's awesome.
Way to go, Daryl Hannah. Yeah, man.
She flails around, right? She's
She does
knocking the
flail.
fucking.
She flails hard.
You get the idea that the bride was going to kill her, and she just looks at her and like, that's worse than dying. And just, I'm good. Like that's literally worse than. I would be doing you a favor by fucking killing you. Yeah. Oh yeah, that would even be more poetic justice if Black Mama got her. Good call.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But see, here's what I have. And as you mentioned, the cinematography here, where it goes from like, as they're having the conversation before the eye thing, man. But she asks her about it. So did she not see that coming? I guess not with the one eye. I don't know. So, but then with the camera work, it's just focusing on the eyes back and forth. So I almost did see it coming. So that's one thing that always kind of gets me. Like maybe she should have thought this out a little bit more, prepared for that, thinking it might have been an option. I don't know.
It's not as big of a surprise, but dude, when it happens, the reaction is incredible. The way she's, it's so believable. Like that's how somebody would act if they just had an eyeball plucked out of their head, dude. Like that's like, tell somebody
now
like,
totally
hey,
blind. Like it's not like you lost one eye. Now you're totally
blind. Yeah, now you're totally fucking no eye.
To act like you lost one eye from your, like, that's hard to do. She nails it. That's the point I'm trying to drive home here.
100%. That's as awesome as the nurse scene is with her. That's even
Daryl Hannah, I think, is an underrated actress, man. To be honest,
oh, especially here, 100%.
Really cool shit, dude.
Guys, we have officially arrived at the last chapter, face to face. The bride meets with Esteban Vallejo, who gives her Bill's location. When she arrives ready to kill Bill, she's shocked to find her daughter, Bibi, with Bill. After talking for a while, Beatrix puts Bibi to bed while watching Shogun Assassin. Then she goes to confront Bill, who shoots her with a drug, forcing her to tell the truth. After a monologue about superheroes and comic books, the action moves to the backyard. We discover how Beatrix found out that she was pregnant, and Bill talks about his decision to kill her. Eventually, they face off, and Beatrix quickly dispatches Bill with the legendary 5-point palm exploding heart. It's a big one. This technique is absolutely deadly. It was taught to her by Pai Mei. After Bill dies, Beatrix collects Bibi, and they drive off.
And I guess there's shout out Michael Parks as Esteban here or whatever, that whole bit. And apparently this was shot on location, and those women are apparently, hopefully they're okay, but they are actual prostitutes, I believe.
Nice. Ladies of the evening.
And Michael Parks with all his like smoking in the teeth, that's just great. It's so grimy, but you get the idea that, Bill knew she was coming. So it's just like, all right, here you go. Here's where he is. Just go get him. First sign, it's not going to be, that it might be more complex than that.
Might be, but I like that they didn't spend a whole lot of time with this. I don't think it was necessary to really dive into the whole fucking any kind of backstory here, other than what was already fucking initially sprinkled in. So I think this was well played. Guys,
as is this entire movie, you could say like how Quentin Tarantino is this, right? Like he was a massive fan of Kung Fu. And he had this crazy thing with Uma Thurman, and he creates this whole character. To hear them talk about superheroes and comic books, I mean, you can't tell me this was written by any, like, that is so Quentin Tarantino during that monologue, and like the whole interaction with Bill and Beatrix. It totally is Quentin, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, the whole Clark Kent thing especially does seem pretty on brand, and the whole idea that originally Bill was supposed to be like a master chemist, and that's why he has that like crazy truth serum he shoots into her, whatever. There's more backstory for that we don't actually get, but I like that idea, because Bill had to be pretty cool, right, to get all these people to work for him, and he had to be badass. If I have a complaint, it's that we never get Bill being that badass. You could say like that's great, like maybe that ruined Star Wars when you get to see Yoda actually do a lightsaber duel, but cards on the table was still pretty fun.
Dude, you're right though, man. Like Bill's known by reputation.
We see him with a Hanzo sword, he never uses it.
He's got it, so there's a reason he's got it. He must have had to have probably used it.
He fights Pai Mei. He gets her to train Beatrix. Like he has to.
Pai Mei, like he's got the reputation, and he's solely known by his reputation in this movie. We don't see him in action. Well, I guess we kind of do. You know, I mean, he does kill, or he does put a fucking bullet in Beatrix's head and shit. You know, but I mean, we see him in action a little bit, but we don't see him really throw down. We don't know his backstory. I think a prequel maybe involving Bill would kind of be cool, you know, but I don't know that it would be something Tarantino would do as like a movie. You know, if somebody else wanted to do as like a branch off, maybe who was involved, I could see that happening. But you know.
And there were a lot of people who could have played Bill, including Jack Nicholson, Kurt Russell, Mickey Rourke, Burt Reynolds, and Warren Beatty. Is David Carradine still your Bill, or are any of those options kind of piquing your interest?
Yeah, Nicholson maybe, but Carradine is only because that's what I know Bill as. And I like the whole thing of Tarantino, how he sometimes takes some of these actors that haven't worked in a while and gives them a fucking fresh start, you know, like he did it with
Travolta.
Yeah, Travolta most famously, you know, but you know, I like the idea that he, you know, I mean, I get the options there and that's cool, but as far as this character goes, Carradine was perfect for it. I mean, like I said, maybe maybe Nicholson, but I don't see anybody else really being able to play this one the way that it is, you know.
Carradine takes the character to
And
a
I
whole
don't think
nother
Nicholson
level.
could even do it with the fucking kung fu shit.
It'd be different. Again, he said if Warren Beatty did it, then Bill would have been more like James Bond instead of like a kung fu guy. You know what I mean? So he did bring that to the character. I think the Kurt Russell would have been interesting. I think.
I don't think Kurt Russell's great.
It would have been different. It would have totally been different.
You know, yeah.
A little more comedic, maybe. Not like that underlying level of sinisterness or what have you that Carradine can bring. You know what I mean? Like he seems so nice, right? When he's making the sandwich for BB and everything like that. But then when he shoots her with the dart and gets down to brass tacks, you can get the idea like, oh shit, he is maybe someone you shouldn't fuck with. And I think he does a great job of bringing that kind of contrast to the role.
Yeah.
He's the voice of reason a lot of times, like at the massacre. It's all good until like you obviously know that he told everyone to, all right, come kill everybody while he's sitting there being cool, talking to all these people.
Yeah.
All right.
He might have overreacted.
He may have overreacted. I overreacted. Guys, if it may please the court, I'd like to move that in interest of time, we declare Kill Bill to be...
So you think you're sponge-worthy?
Yes, I think I'm sponge-worthy. I think I'm very sponge-worthy.
You know you're nuts with these sponges.
Run down your case for me again.
She said I wasn't sponge-worthy. Wouldn't waste a sponge on me.
Sponge-worthy via unanimous voice voting. All those in favor, say aye.
It's sponge-worthy. Sure. No question.
Well, now that we determined that Kill Bill is sponge-worthy, it is time to eat our kaboom cereal and head to school and give it to a final grade. Mills, how are we handling this two-parter?
Nothing too complex here. We're going to grade Volume 1 and Volume 2 on a scale of 1 to 10 Black Mambas. We'll start with Volume 1. I'll kick it off. I am going 9.2 Black Mambas. Jamie G, Mamba it up for me.
I'm right there with you. I'm going 9.1 Black Mambas.
Soup Deucer, 1 to 10 Black Mambas, Volume 1.
Volume 1, man, is getting it's getting a good 93.5 fucking Black Mambas, dude.
9.35. The man with the double decimals.
93.5. Like a
we're practicing the snake style, both in our assassin names and our draft style. So Soup, you're going to be the first to grade Kill Bill Volume 2. Again, scale of 1 to 10 Black Mambas, Volume 2.
I'm giving it an equal 93.5 Black Mambas on Volume 2 because this movie is fucking whatever, 93.5 on that too, man.
I'm into the equality, man. I'll equal everything, fair enough. Jamie G, Kill Bill Volume 2.
I love Volume 2. To me, it was my favorite of the two. I'm giving it 96.5. I'm doubling down on those decimals as well. 9.65.
And I love y'all for being dicks because I might have to average these numbers. I think I technically prefer Volume 1, so I'm going 9.04 volume 2, and that gives me an average of 9.1. Jamie G, you have an average of, call it between 93.5 and 94. And Soup, you obviously have an average of 93.5. So if we're going to grade the whole bloody affair of both movies together, do you think it's going to check in where your average is, or would the grade be raised if this was a combined flick? I'll go first, and I will say, yeah, I think if this was upgraded as a whole movie instead of just two parts, I'd actually raise it up to probably like a 9.5.
I mean, I kept the same level of grade because of that. And so I think they're, yeah, man.
For consistency purposes, 9.35 seems right in there with
9.35 seems 93.5, whatever the fuck sounds.
A lot of Black Mambas. You're way dead at that point. You're dead after the second one. Jamie G, what do you think, man? Is the sum of the parts, is the whole greater than the pieces, or what do you think?
For me, the sum of the parts, it's a 95. It's really good. It's a fantastic movie. There's not a whole lot to nitpick about. I love it. I think it's way up there for Quentin Tarantino, which, if you're talking about the best of Quentin Tarantino, that's an incredible category to be in. And I think the Kill Bill kind of collection is in that crowd. So yeah, and that 95, and that's high praise.
So we obviously all love this. So real quick, before we move on to next time, what was your just favorite fight overall of the whole bit? I actually think, as weird as it is, it might be the L fight. As short as it is, I just love the close quarters and the ending, and you get a little sword fighting, a little eye snatching. I think it works great for me. Jamie G, Soup, whoever wants to jump in here, what's your just favorite fight of the two flicks?
For me, it was the Oren at the end. Something visually there just really did it for me. But honorable mention to the Go-Go fight. I thought that was way up there, and would be my 1B if I was picking. That was an incredible fight scene.
I hear you, man, and shout out to all those, because shit, dude, it's hard to pick a favorite out of this, but since this hasn't been mentioned yet, and it is one of my particular favorites, matter of fact, if not the favorite, is the fucking opening scene with Bernita Green, dude. I mean, that's a good fucking fight scene. It gets really gritty in there, dude. It's like, it's got the music and shit, but it also gives you the whole like real hardcore where like the music stops and you just hear like sound effects, like, with the pain and it's just, it's good, dude. It's a good way to fucking really bring you into a movie. So that opening fight was fucking way up there on many, many levels. So I'm gonna have to give it to that one.
Perfect. And let's just kind of finish it off here by giving our favorite scene or moment, non-Fight Club division. So, basically favorite scene, moment, what have you, that didn't involve a fight. And I am going to go with a tie between the moment in the Copperhead, the Bernita Green opening fight scene where you see the bus arrive, and then just the random scene of Charlie Brown just getting fucking berated by his manager in the opening kind of walkthrough long scene through the house of the blue leaf sequence. I always love that just poor Charlie Brown is just getting shit on the whole time. And it's always a real fun one for me. Jamie G, Soup, kind of favorite moment scene, non-fight division from Kill Bill.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna go chapter, and for me, my favorite, it has to be the cruel tutelage of Pai Mei. I mean, that was the coolest chapter in this entire thing for me. But definitely honorable mention to the empty grave of Paula Schultz, dude. Like Bud Buries the Bride, way up there too. Those are my two favorites.
Bud Buries the Bride. Not sure if that's a snuff film or a death metal band, but could go either way.
It's probably either or.
Probably both. Yeah, I mean, hard to pick, dude. I mean, those are all great ones. I'll take the fucking one where Beatrix comes in and has the situation with Tori Hanzo in there, and the whole dialogue exchange there with the restaurant and the making of the sword and everything. I thought that was definitely very, very, very cool as far as a slow down, not so much action packed part of the fucking flick. And as far as the Pai Mei and everything else, I'll agree with all that as well. There's not one moment of this movie that isn't fucking entertaining. So
before we move to the next time on Soup, sake, room temperature or other, what are you supposed to drink it at?
I think it depends on the level of the quality of the sake, man. If you get shitty sake, I think you want it hotter. But I think when it comes down to a standard is about 114 Fahrenheit or something like that. If you want to serve the warm sake, you drink it hotter if it's shitty sake, and some people like to drink it cold. I guess you can do it either way. But what they do say about the sake, man, is as good as it doesn't cause fucking hangovers because it's basically just fermented fucking rice in like water and shit. So like there's no like sugar or whatever the fuck in it. So I guess you don't get hangovers off the sake. This is interesting, and I almost thought about drinking sake tonight just to test this theory out, but I didn't. I stuck with the bush ice instead. So maybe one day we'll do sake instead, and we'll fucking put this to the test if you're going to get a hangover off of drinking sake. But they drink it in these little things, and you're not supposed to drink it like a shot, even though it comes in like little shot glasses. You're still supposed to sip it like wine. It's about the alcohol volume of a wine, so you drink it, you just sip it. But yeah, they say you don't get a hangover off of the sake, man, no matter what temperature you fucking serve it at. So temperature's all preference, I guess.
Right on, man. And to paraphrase something we once saw, Jamie G, sake it to us, baby, with what we're doing next time.
We're trying to get to a movie.
You better get going. You don't want to miss 1 second of that movie.
Is it that good?
It's the best goddamn movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
Dude hangs dumb.
I told
don't want to miss that.
That brings us to the point where we must decide what we're going to talk about next time, right here on Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. We do this by all pitching something, and then we vote on a winner. The only rules are that you can't vote for yourself, and you can't repitch something previously lost until the designated repitch week, which happens every 7 episodes. If there's a tie, we spin the wheel in the sky. It keeps on turning, and we don't know where we'll be tomorrow. It's time to lead with our strong hand, so I'm up first here, followed by the Soup Deucer, and then Magnum Mills will round us out. Guys, I woke up this morning, and I was like, what am I going to pitch? And I said, fuck it. I'm here to win. I don't care. I haven't won in a while. I'm going all in. All my chips in the center stage here. I'm pitching Demolition Man. Let's watch it. I can't wait to do it. I want to see it. It should win. I'm excited about rewatching it. This is one of my favorite movies ever. Let's just do it, dude. What are we beating around the bush?
Soup, you're up next.
Holy fucking shit, dude. Okay, well, Demolition Man's going to be hard to fucking size up against here, but I'm going to relate. I'm going to keep in the rotation, or keep in the fucking scheme of things here, man. Kind of like how one song flows into the other. You just put the fucking arrow there, and we're going to arrow right into going from Kill Bill, into involving some of these fucking people that acted in Kill Bill, namely fucking Michael Madsen and Daryl Hannah. And I'm pitching a movie that's a little bit fucking less known. It's called The Last Days of Frankie the Fly, dude. We are gonna watch fucking Frankie the Fly, man. One of these days, if it doesn't win now, we're gonna eventually. But it's got Michael Madsen, it's got Daryl Hannah, it's got a killer fucking cast. It's got Kiefer Sutherland in there, dude. You have Reefers in there, man. Dennis Hopper's leading the whole fucking thing. This is a fucking killer movie. It reads it views like a Tarantino flick, even though it isn't. It's got like his crew of people like in there, man. The story's fucking good. It's definitely worth checking out. I've thrown it out there before, not on here, but I've definitely thrown it out into the world before when we've talked about it previously. And once again, I'm gonna bring it up. Huge on it. Last Days of Frankie the Fly. I think more people need to check it out. I think we need to watch it and talk about it.
Well, shit.
Great pitch.
I had ideas. I had good things. None of them are going to get there against those two. So I have to go big guns and say, like, yo, absolutely fucking shitty and horrible. Jim Brown died recently. Great football player. Maybe a better actor. And most importantly, a goddamn great human being. So maybe you think I'd pitch Any Given Sunday? No. Could it be Mars Attacks? No. You know what I'm going with? Give me fucking The Running Man. Classic Arnold film written by Stephen King, starring Jim Brown as Fireball, amongst the crew as Eddie. We've done Beetlejuice before. Boy, here it shows up as Dynamo. A lot of good stuff, man. I had to go heavyweight. I wasn't going to do it. You forced me to do it, and I'm not talking in a negatory, better wife kind of way. That's where it's at. I am pitching The Running Man, group of heavyweights there.
Dude, this is fucking crazy.
Dude,
tough.
this may be the hardest,
yeah,
most top shelf choice selection we've ever done in Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. 3 apps. I want to watch all 3 like right now. That's incredible. Mills, big job here for you. Please go ahead, recap the options, and remind us, because I'm spun here. What order are we voting in?
All right, let's just start out by recapping the options. JBG, you pitched the mid-90s classic Demolition Man. Soup, you pitched the cult classic The Last Days of Frankie the Fly, while I pitched the absolute perfect movie, not quite as good as Predator, but almost, The Running Man. And what we do is we vote in the reverse order in which we nominated. So I have to vote first, followed by the Soup, and then Jamie G is potentially the decider. This is a rough one, man, but I am literally wearing a Demolition Man t-shirt. And if you are willing to pitch the movie, the t-shirt that I'm wearing, I feel obligated. So I am going Demolition Man. Soup.
I'm having an incredibly difficult fucking time with the two of these because it's either Demolition Man or Running Man, and
there's no wrong answer.
So you had me until like these two of these. I was like, well, that's what those are my balls.
The problem here is
there's no wrong answer.
I need to keep this thing alive, so I'm going to have to go with the Running Man.
Oh, he's trying to keep himself alive. Strategic vote. JBG. Does he keep himself alive, or does he go there? Does he go to Beirut and do a show there?
We've all seen the other movies. You guys haven't seen Frankie the Fly yet. I got to keep it alive for the hopes.
He is gonna go there, and he's gonna get there. And for another week, we're gonna let the wheel in the sky decide, because as bad as I want to see The Running Man, I've never seen Frankie the Fly. So I've got to vote there. He's keeping it alive, dude. The wheel in the sky will tell us again. This is unbelievable. All right, here we go. The wheel spins.
The wheel.
Demolition Man. JBG, take your victory lap.
This is one week where I would not have been mad on no matter what one. But I got to tell you guys, I'm super pumped to be checking out Demolition Man. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to have quotes galore. We're going to be breaking it down. I cannot wait to watch it and talk about it with my favorite dudes. Thank you guys for checking out Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. We really appreciate it. Don't forget the flaps. Please follow, like, and subscribe. If you've got a movie or show that you'd like for us to talk about, hit us up on the social media. Let us know. We'd love to break it down right here on Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. Hit us up in the comments of the YouTube video, podcast, wherever you're checking us out, and we will do what you wish. Your wish is our command. Oh, maybe we should pitch that one next time. Mills, remind everybody where they can find us.
Yeah, we're so excited for this, man. Let's go blow these guys.
Away.
Right, let's go blow these guys away.
Away.
Again, Regular Dudes Watch Stuff wherever you get your pods, on the YouTube, on the social medias, at Dudes Watch Stuff. Again, I am Megan Mills. He is Jamie G. That's a Soup Deucer. He just seen some shit. You just seen some shit. It was Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time and all that good shit.
Thanks again for checking out Regular Dudes Watch Stuff. We'll be back next week to cover Demolition Man. It's going to be a big one. We'll see you guys there.
It's going to be a big one, man. And this is the Soup Deuce signing off with the rest of the guys here, man. Just to fucking say thank you for checking this out. Thank you for flaps and everything else. More importantly, at the end of the day, we all discovered that Kill Bill is a fucking awesome movie. 1 and 2 are as a whole. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's worth watching. It's fucking stellar, dude. Now moving on to Demolition Man, man. I just hope that next week we find out what the fuck to do with these 3 seashells, man. We'll see you then. Maybe we'll get to the bottom of that.
The three seashells. Shout out Rob Schneider, big stand.
Yeah, Rob Schneider coming back, dude.